This new Nintendo Direct came packed with many things that seem to be promising for the future of Nintendo. No matter how you feel about repackaged games priced at $40, the fact that we're getting more and more Wii games for the Switch means that Twilight Princess is that much closer! Let's hope for a full HD remake or remaster or something, because at this point they have to be planning something big for the Twilight Princess port to Switch. Anyway, Super Mario Galaxy 2, let's go. This is one of the gems of my childhood, and being an owner of 3D All-Stars, playing Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch was such a treat, allowing me to revisit and relive memories that I consider some of the funnest moments in my childhood. Anyways, this video is about Zelda and my predictions, so let's get off the Super Mario Galaxy and dive into that already. Everybody and their fathers dunked on me for saying that the construct at the end of the last Age of Imprisonment trailer was Link and not Fi. Well, how are y'all holding up after seeing this most recent trailer? You may be watching this video because of me gloating about myself in comment sections around the internet about how I predicted this very thing and got hated on for it. I demand that my credibility be increased by at least a few points. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, and for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Saoyhr, and I make Legend of Zelda and other videos on games that I enjoy. Today I'm mostly going to be going over predictions that I have made that have either already been confirmed or some that have more prominent evidence now, such as the construct being Link. We will dive into that shortly, but for now I highly recommend going and watching my other two videos on Age of Imprisonment in order to be caught up, like be on the same page as me and everyone else here, and you can maybe understand what I'm saying more. Either way, no matter what you decide to do, let me know what your favorite Legend of Zelda game is and why down below in the comments. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Thanks so much for giving me a chance today, and I really appreciate your time no matter where or how you're watching or listening to this. Remember to take some deep breaths and remember that every day is a new day. Last video, I was mainly going over my predictions for what characters we could be able to play as in Age of Imprisonment, and the list of characters I thought we could play as goes as follows: Zelda and Rauru for sure, possibly Sonia even though she dies, Minoru, the Ancient Sages and their 4 possible predecessors, and finally the mystery construct that I also theorized was a version of Link. More on that later. Playable characters first. From the previous trailers, we already saw Zelda and Rauru in action, but this trailer shows Sonia performing a sync strike with Zelda, so Sonia is for sure a playable character in Age of Imprisonment. I'm unsure about how they're gonna go about her death, whether she just becomes unplayable at some point or persists as a spirit, I'm unsure. Minoru was also confirmed within the last trailer, and we get to see some more clips from this trailer of her in action as well. Lastly, we get to see the 4 masked sages in action, but no Zonai sages so far. There are a few new faces that almost look to be Zonai in origin or design, but I'm unsure of how they could fit into the larger puzzle, whether they are the ancient Zonai sages that have been taken over by Malice, Gloom, or Ganondorf's power, or if they're just a new enemy type altogether. So we're going to have to wait to play and see if there are predecessors to the masked sages, the sages that held the secret stones before they were bestowed to the masked sages after Sonia dies in this timeline. The hero outfit that we see in Tears of the Kingdom has not been shown yet, but I wouldn't give up hope on seeing that eventually. If they really want to drive the story, there must be a few other Zonai around than just Minoru and Rauru. Even if they claim to be the last of their kind, there may be someone in hiding. We don't know, and we may not know for a while. Something else I noticed is that we get to fight on the surface, in the depths, and on the Sky Islands as well. And I'm kind of wondering if this means that we'll kind of get to see how this ancient civilization operated during its birth to the fall of its first king, kind of how all 3 of the levels or whatever, like, you know, the surface and the Sky Islands and the depths all interacted back in the day, because we know that the depths has all of these mines and the Sky Islands have a bunch of architecture that just seems to kind of be pointless in the time that Link is in, but they have to have served some purpose back in the past, and so I'm very excited to see more of this world and see it come to life more. Now, into the prediction that I covered in the last video, a full month ago by the way. I predicted that this construct that was teased at the end of the previous trailer would be Link, essentially, or basically a host for the Triforce of Courage in some aspect. Since it's so strikingly similar to Link, it has to be a Zonai construct, probably led by Minoru, designed to house the essence or the spirit of the Triforce of Courage, since there was no naturally born hero during this ancient period of Hyrule. We know that there are people who are born with individual powers that can be amplified by the secret stones, but we don't really seem to see an ancient hero anywhere just yet. The making of the construct could have been made possible through Zelda's time travel and her communication of stories and memories about the hero Link that was present in her own time. Seeing how the Master Sword was sent back in time to be repaired, it's possible that Fi's spirit could very well reside in this construct now, possibly acting as a catalyst of some sort for powering the construct. Seeing how Fi seems to have plenty of knowledge regarding Hylia and the creation of the Legend of Zelda universe, particularly in Skyward Sword and her being able to recall messages from Hylia directed towards Link as well as others chosen to embody the Triforce in that time, her essence must be linked, or at least in sync partially, with the Triforce of Courage in some way. Using traces of a hero from far in the future, Zelda, the remaining Zonai, and some of the first inhabitants of the new kingdom of Hyrule were able to synthesize an artificial hero using not only Zonai innovation and integration, but the ancient knowledge the spirit and the sword possesses. I think the possibility of this is very likely, as I've yet to really see anything pointing in another direction. And some people have actually come back to my video and admitted that they didn't want to agree with my theory at first, but it's what makes sense to them now. Feel free to debate stuff in the comments. I do love theory building with others, and I would really love some input on this because it seems to be what everyone's talking about in comment sections now. I'm not saying that I originated that theory in any way, but I will say I have to have been one of the first people to talk about it, unless I'm just missing something. I'm not trying to take credit for that. Don't say that I'm taking credit for that. I'm just assuming things, and whatever. On to the next part. We do get to see a few clips of this construct in action. We get to see what I think is the new Korok character flying on the construct's back while fighting that ice Gleeok in the sky. And then we get to see it transforming to land somewhere in the depths. Notice the trees in the background helping indicate the setting. The face of this construct can almost be seen in game for a few frames towards the very end of the trailer and like while it's transforming. But we only get to see an almost clear view of the construct's face from the official art that was posted along with the trailer. And it was initially, this art was only available via Nintendo Germany, and so I had to go to their German YouTube and like watch the trailer to get see the art. But the characteristics are so similar, I'm almost convinced that this construct was either designed in Link's image or the way that Fi manifests themselves has changed a little bit since we've last seen them, you know? And I'm just now seeing this as well as of my writing / recording / editing of this video that Zeltic has already covered this topic 21 hours ago. And I want y'all to know that none of these ideas have been inspired by anyone else's thinking. I have yet to watch anything on this topic due to this very reason. And honestly, going off my intuition, it feels as though, or I think that Zeltic may have come to a similar conclusion as myself. And I don't want anyone being like, You copied Celtic, how dare you, you're just taking ideas. I promise I'm not. I'm just a little bit slower whenever it comes to making videos because this is completely a hobby for me and not my full-time job. And I'm not saying that it's his either, but I'm just saying I'm not that great whenever it comes to making content in a timely manner. So I'll be sure to watch his video after this video uploads for sure and maybe comment on a few other things that maybe just some of my thoughts on his theory, or maybe even just celebrating the similarities or the differences. Who knows? Because I'm always open to new ideas whenever it comes to stuff like this, because like I said, the point of these videos isn't for me to be like, this is right, this is correct, you guys need to believe me. No, I'm not trying to, no. The only thing that I'm trying to do is basically give my own ideas a platform that will hopefully help others, inspire others to maybe think a little bit differently about a game that honestly many people enjoy, and I don't really see anything wrong with that. But anyway, I believe that's where I'll end today's video. I'm really excited for this Hyrule Warriors game and all the lore stuff that's going to come along with it. Expect to see more and more on this channel as more stuff like this drops, and maybe I'll do a few streams whenever Age of Imprisonment drops and share some of the gameplay and story with y'all. Let me know what you think about that below, and thank you so much for watching this far. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night, and I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Do not forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you want to hear new ideas and theories about the Legend of Zelda universe. And I also have a few ideas for future content cooking up as well, so maybe stick around for that too. Anyways, thanks again for watching to the very end. My name is Saoyhr, and I'll see you in the next video.